I can explain the blood though, and I can explain the hair. I don't know about the print.
I can't explain the blood or the hair.
Well, the hair, there's hair everywhere, and probably every square inch of that house. My hair.
Yeah.
If you sweep it, you'll get hair everywhere. All over around the toilet, around in the shower. I don't know about the shower because the shower gets used, but definitely around the bottom of the sink area. And maybe on
Still
the
doesn't
trash.
explain the hair to me. It had a follicle in it. You haven't been there since April. There's no way. No way. The blood? No.
Well, the
Blood is mixed with his, and that's the blood that he bled that day when he was killed.
well,
Print?
I don't know
Absolutely
if you can
not.
check how fresh the blood was.
No, we can't check how fresh it is, but we can go by where it is.
Oh, okay, because I cut myself when I
And
was.
you're saying that that blood that you cut yourself with back who knows when was
Well,
still on the wall in the
Oh.
exact same spot
oh, I don't know. About
where the bloody palm print was.
It was a glass that Travis had that I was using to wash Napoleon with. I used to give him baths. And I dropped it, and when I picked up all the glass, and I'm pretty casual about it because I break glass at work all the time, and it's not a big deal, it's nothing to be scared of. And I was probably just being careless with it, and I sliced myself open, and
Is that how you want to leave this? Just these far-fetched excuses on why your blood is there, why your hair is there, why your palm print is there, what pictures are there.
I don't know about the pictures.
That's how you want to leave this? I wouldn't want to. I seriously would not want to. You need to come out and tell me why this happened. I will not accept any other excuses. I will just move on with my investigation, with my final report, submitting all the conclusions and all the evidence. And we can just let a judge and a jury decide. You yourself said that if you were in my shoes, you would think that I was guilty. We can leave it in the
What
hands
about
of
a
a
lie
jury.
detector test?
We can do that, that's fine.
Would that help me at all?
I mean, you can't use them in court, but
Well, then there's no point in taking it. I thought those things can be used.
in certain cases.
In this case,
If you
could it?
want, I can check. Absolutely.
If I passed a lie detector test, would that help me at all?
Could help you.
They're so weird anyway. Travis
This
has
is
done-
your one opportunity to talk to me because it's gonna be a while before I talk to you again. And it's not gonna be in this kind of setting. Okay. Do you understand what's gonna happen to you? Well, we're gonna, since these charges are out of Arizona, we're gonna send you through the court system here. And then we're gonna ask to extradite you to Arizona from California. That just means permission for you to bring you over, because you're out of state limits. And the next time we talk could be in a whole different setting. Could be in a jail somewhere. I think this setting is a little bit better. But it's up to you. Jodi, I know you were there. I know that Travis was either in the shower or just outside the shower when he was shot. And I know somebody who was extremely angry at him took a knife to him and couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. And before you knew it, it was all over. And then you panicked. And then
I've never been that angry at him. Not enough for that. I've been so far angrier at other people, at other ex-boyfriends.
Then tell me who could have done this. Who did this?
I don't know, but if I am if I go to trial for this, and if I'm convicted for this, whoever did this is gonna be sitting very pretty somewhere, glad that it wasn't them.
And it's my job to make sure that an innocent person does not go to jail. But I don't see an innocent person sitting in front of me. When I asked you, I always asked this one question. Actually, it's two. First one is, did you kill Travis? And you kind of hesitated a little bit and said, I didn't have anything to do with it. Then I asked you a similar question. Did you have anything to do with Travis's death? You hesitated again.
Well, that's because I feel like if I had gone to Arizona like you
Most
asked,
people would say, no. Did you kill Travis? No.
well, I didn't, and I didn't have anything to do with it. Now, do I feel responsible? I've been carrying around guilt since I heard about it.
Why do you feel responsible? If you felt responsible, it means you know something else.
No, because
It means your actions led to his death.
Because he always has guilted me. He's always guilted me. And the last
So you
time
feel
I
somebody else killed him.
Well, yeah,
For what reason?
I don't know. I don't know
Then
that.
how do you feel guilty if you
Because
don't know the reason?
here's why I feel guilty. One of the last times we spoke, he was guilting me about not coming to see him. And part of my heart still wanted to go see him. And another part just wants to move on and pursue this new avenue, which was in Utah. And there is a tinge of guilt. You know, when he would text me and he would say, hey, you want to come over and make out or want to da-da-da. I didn't respond one night, and I just stayed strong, and I didn't respond, and then he called and called and called, and then the next day he was like, you don't care about me, you don't love me, you don't care, I was there all alone, and you didn't want to come and hang out, or you didn't want to come and keep me company. And he says it not like that, but in that tone, but it's in the sweetest, sweetest way. And it's guilt.
I still don't get the guilt. I really don't. You keep explaining it, but it has nothing to do with whether
Because he guilted
was
me.
killed or not.
He
How is you being there going to prevent him from being killed?
Well, I kind of feel that if I had gone, that we could have been out watching a movie, or we could have, two people could have done something more than just him. I just feel like if there was some way that I could have prevented it, there's some way that I could have done something to stop it. And I told that to a few people, and they're like, well, you might have been killed too. Maybe, but maybe Travis would still be alive. Travis has done a lot for me, and I wouldn't hurt him. He introduced the gospel to me.
Well, I have proof that says otherwise, Jodi. I can't deny that. I can't deny that proof. And that proof is not pointing at anybody else. Nobody. Nobody in this entire world except you. Nobody else was in that house that day. Except you. You were the only one. You and him, alone.
I didn't even go to Mesa. Can you check the GPS in the car?
Yes, we will check that.
If it's, and if that comes back and
I've looked at the map, and the way that you're saying you traveled, there is no way.
When the last road trip Travis and I went on, we drove to Utah. We drove to Oklahoma City from Mesa, and one of our stops on the way was Roswell. He drove all night, and I slept. And then after Roswell Museum, it was my turn to drive. And he's like, just get on this and drive 98 point something miles, and then we should be there. So I got on the road and I drove 98.6 or 2 or whatever miles it was. And I woke him up and I said, I don't think we're here. And he woke up and looked around, and it was just like rolling fields forever. And I drove completely in the wrong direction. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying I have a poor sense of direction. I got totally lost. I know maybe that's just bad luck. I got totally lost.
So even if you got totally lost, it doesn't explain all that time. It does not. I mean, if you went 4 hours here, 5 hours in the wrong direction, it still would not explain
at one point
that
I
time.
wasn't going anywhere because I ran out of gas. I was totally stranded. I was sitting like a sitting duck, and that's when I began. It was a little bit warm, and it wasn't too hot, but that's when I read for a little bit. I already slept, and that's when I just started looking around the car and organizing stuff and getting trash together, and had a couple bites to eat from snacks that I had. And when I was cleaning out under the seat, I found my phone charger, plugged it in, powered it on. There was no cell phone reception anywhere.
So you've never seen his camera? His new camera?
I don't know. He described it.
Did you ever touch his camera?
I've never seen it.
Okay, so there's no reason your fingerprint should be on it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because that thing's off at a lab right now. And they're hopeful that they can get some prints off the camera.
Okay.
And if your prints come back on that camera, what are you going to say?
Well, they won't come back on it because I've never touched it.
That you still can't explain the rest of this stuff.
I honestly can't explain the pictures. The other stuff, or the palm print, the other stuff I can explain.
No, you can't explain the blood either. Because that blood is in blood. I mean, it's part of the print. Unless you cut yourself at the beginning of the year and left your palm print in blood, and it stayed there until he was killed.
I cut myself. It wasn't the beginning of the year. It was before convention.
No, you can't explain it.
I'd have to say early March.
That palm print is there in blood. Partially yours and partially his.
Is it possible that there's just like any other way in the universe that could have gotten there?
Possible. Probable is the question you need to ask, and probable is absolutely not probable.
I understand that, but it is possible.
Anything is possible.
That is very compelling.
That's why I'm here. That's why I traveled here. Because I came here to arrest you. And get an explanation from you. That's the second reason. And since you're not giving me an explanation, I guess we'll just continue with the
I just have
first
no
reason.
reason to hurt Travis.
You do have a reason to hurt Travis.
What would my reason possibly be?
There's a whole history of you two.
But
And everybody knows it.
I have a whole history with other guys that go
Why
back years.
is everybody saying that you had something to do with his death? Why is everybody saying that you were capable of hurting him? Everybody says it.
I don't know why anyone
So
would
don't
think
tell
I'm
me that
capable.
you're not capable.
I don't even hurt spiders.
Have you ever had any anger issues before? Never in your past?
I've had arguments. Where Travis and I
Well,
argue.
everybody has arguments. I'm talking about anger. Just
Mhm.
absolute anger. Where you lose it sometimes.
No, I had a nervous breakdown once.
You taking any medication or anything?
Mhm.
Nothing.
Well, I had a nervous breakdown when a boyfriend and I were arguing once, and he began to argue with me in a way that was totally different from how we had ever argued before. And he was just like, every time I'd say something, he was like, blah, 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 you know.
Mhm.
It was kind of weird. Like every time I tried to formulate a thought, and I was just sad and I was crying. Every time I tried to formulate a thought, he would interject and twist it, and it was like the weirdest psychological thing that had ever happened. And the way I reacted was I went into my room. It was the guy I bought a house with. I went into my room and shut the door. We had separate bedrooms, and I was in his room. I went down the hall into my room and shut the door, and I just remember hyperventilating, and that's all. And I was crying, and then I went to get something out of my car, and when he saw that, he maybe thought I was going to leave, so he asked me for the key to his truck and pulled behind my car because he thought that because I was so upset I shouldn't drive anywhere. But I mean, that's, other than arguments, no anger issues. That I can remember. Oh, I kicked a dog once. I was a freshman in high school,